Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. Tēnā koutou te whare paramata. It's great to be starting the year on such a positive note. And that positive note is, this is the year when people have the opportunity to vote for a party committed to positive solutions. The Green Party is looking forward to engaging with all New Zealanders about a smart and sustainable economy and a compassionate economy. Strategies that will actually reduce inequality and protect the environment, because the environment is what sustains everything and everyone in this country. It's just the government who haven't understood that yet. Today, the Prime Minister's statement was a little bit of a cheap shot, and it's the kind of thing Lorde was talking about in her song when she said that, you know, the privileged live at a particular level, but the rest of us don't live there, and we actually don't want to. The Prime Minister had a number of cheap shots against the Greens, which was including a highly selective interpretation of the economic situation, where he took credit for all kinds of things that no one in this House can take credit for, and skipped over the difficult issues like climate change, the causes and effects of poverty, unemployment and underemployment on people, children's needs, and the ever-degrading state of our environment. His written speech had a focus on natural resources, which really continued that mine it, drill it, kill it agenda, and conveniently failed to mention some of the MMP collaborations that have made real change. And possibly this is because, as my colleague has just said, the government doesn't want to undermine their own rhetorical attacks on the Green Party by talking about joint achievements where we have played a leading and positive role. An example of this is the MOU that I negotiated with Dr Nick Smith and then with Amy Adams on cleaning up toxic sites. And it's kind of hard to characterise the Green Party as a bunch of fringe crazies when we've managed to work with ministers and actually deliver some very positive changes and leadership on issues of significant public and environmental risk. I was a reluctant participant in the Contaminated Sites MOU at first because I wasn't sure what we would be able to negotiate. And I've been characterised by the right-wing commentators who don't know what's going on in politics as someone who might be a bit too challenging to work on these things. But in fact, despite the changes to the ministers and the government's instability in the government team, we have made some solid and important progress on toxic chemicals, which will benefit all New Zealanders. The clean-up of the Tui mine was an urgent task, and now the Greens, local authority, the Minister for the Environment and Mana Whenua have overseen the clean-up of the unstable tailings dam and improvement of water quality from that abandoned mine. And we have negotiated a national register of contaminated sites, and we are collectively engaging with regional councils on issues of consistency, recording and transparency. And these are all going to benefit the environment and people. This is a matter of public health and the health of the environment, and I look forward to working with the government further on this, and with being part of a new progressive government to also work on this in the future, to make sure that we clean up the mess of previous bad practice and weak regulation, as well as the frightening ignorance around chemicals. The clean-up of our country is a treaty issue, and it's the responsibility of all political parties to make it work. The opportunity of MMP, as Russell Norman said today, is to get good things done without compromising our principles and our values. So I look forward to more solid and constructive work on the contaminated sites issue. The Green Party has also started the year with an excellent policy launch, reducing inequality through education, which the Prime Minister dismissed as giving the odd kid a lunch. Now, this particularly unfortunate disparagement is completely inaccurate, because in fact this program has been well received by many groups outside this Parliament. Groups such as the Youth Hub in Christchurch saying that it was excellent and right on the button, because it will help decile 1 to 4 schools give children a lunch, and it also provides an opt-in for other schools where children need to eat to learn. You cannot learn if you cannot eat, Mr Speaker. Food for thought, Prime Minister. And it's very typical of the Greens that we have thought it through. First things first. Let's make sure our kids are fed, then we can improve the quality of their learning. We have a very positive and necessary vision which we offer to this country, and a very green Parliament is what we actually need. So when it comes to attacking the Green Party, as Kevin Haig just said, we have made many positive changes in this term of government, despite despite the disparagement, attacks and opposition, we have worked with ministers. So despite National having amnesia about that, we look forward to leading a progressive government which will actually make change on many of these issues. Whether it's education, whether it's cycleways, whether it's employment, whether it's union rights, whether it's
Members' time has
the environment,
expired.
we will do it. Kia ora tātou.
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Hikia Parata.
Mr Speaker, tēnā koe. O tira tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.